All right, people. Well, this is where it's going to be mobile device time. So I'm just checking out the camera on my HTC One from T-Mobile. And great phone. Has great connectivity. Can do a whole bunch of different things. Those that don't know me, I'm Bigg Nate. Making my way through the internet worlds on YouTube. Trying to become something more than I already am. I've got a lot of things in mind to do, so these guys are obviously doing they're vanning up, whatever. Anyway, I'm at a park today. It's kind of overcast, which is a lot better than what it was the last couple days. It was really hot, so anyway, just checking out things, doing my perspective on life in general. It's kind of funny that if you would have asked me, like even a week ago, that I would have had over 400 subs like in 3 days, I would have said no way. There's just I'm not getting enough attention out there. But it's thanks to people like you that leave comments. It's great to see you guys thinking that I'm a legendary or this or that. I really haven't done very much. I mean, the only thing that I do on my videos that a lot of people don't do is I don't hype myself too much. I just call it how it is, and I live life to the fullest. I have menial means to live by. I'm trying to make a name for myself, not just on YouTube, but in my employment life as well. And it takes time, lots of time and effort. And I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy like that. But I really enjoy making videos. I like talking about things to you people. Kind of drawing a blank. I know that there was a lot of bad things you could report on over the last week, but there's a lot of good things too. I haven't really come up with anything I really wanted to talk about, so that's what I'm coming to you guys for. If you want to talk about something, just leave comments below this video, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If you leave a video response, obviously I'm going to video response back to that, because that's the way I operate. Pretty much whatever you put in, I'm going to try to put that same effort back into it. So, let me guess. If you want to know a little bit more about me, then I guess I can go into that. I was born in California in Santa Cruz, and then grew up in the, I guess you could say, the barrio of Fresno, California, until I was about 11 or 12. And from that point, then my family was forced to move north because we had an opportunity to go up to a place called Orcas Island, where I grew up and graduated from high school from there. Beautiful place to live. Not much to do, except, being an islander. It's kind of a different lifestyle. But it's not like being in Hawaii where it's like, but it's similar because of the tourism and stuff. So, I mean, like my very first job I ever had, I actually worked on a farm. I've been earning a wage since I was 12. My first minimum wage job was $3.35 an hour, and that was bucking hay. And then from there, I got jobs like at dishwashing and other menial tasks like that, and made a few bucks here and there doing construction. Had a job as a work study for a heating duct company in high school. And the owner of the company, his daughter was actually in my class, and I got to work there for like $10 an hour, which is pretty good, for a wage back then. And I got to make ducts and metal rain gutters and stuff. I'd bend the metal into the right shape so that they could put it up on the houses and stuff with the flashings and what have you. And it was a good experience, very technical work. And then joining the Marine Corps out of high school. I didn't actually make my first weigh-in to go into the Marine Corps. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is that you have to meet certain requirements. And I was about 20 pounds overweight the first time that I went in. And so I kind of got a little depressed, and I went back home and I started working again at a job as a dishwasher and stuff. Thinking that I wasn't going to get in. I got all depressed on myself. Then my recruiter calls me up one day, and he says, "Do you want to be a Marine or not?" And I said, "Yeah, I want to be a Marine." He's like, "Quit your job. I'll meet you at the ferry in the morning. We're going to lose that weight. Your next weigh-in's in like 9 days." And so I basically ran away from home, and I went and lived with my recruiter's friend. He had an extra room, and he just let me shack up in his house. And I'd go to the recruiting office every day, and I would ride the bicycle. He had a just a bike machine in the office, and I rode it. I must have ridden that thing like 100 miles a day for like a week straight, wearing a sweatsuit and a rain parka like over the top of me to sweat out a whole bunch of stuff. And I would run every day, and I would eat nothing but salads and fruit to keep my energy level up. And then I would just pass out, crash, tired at night. There was nothing I could do about it. But, this was like in September of 1990, after the summer. And it got down to like the very like last day that I could lose weight before I had to go down in the morning to... and my recruiter's going to drive me down there personally. And he drove me down there, and a couple days before I was really close, and I didn't know if I was going to make weight, so he kind of suggested some things that were a little less than orthodox just to get into just to make it. So basically, I kind of cheated at the last few pounds, and I don't advise this. But I was up against the wall, and I really wanted to be a Marine, so I ended up taking, like, X-Lax so that it would flush my system out. And I got a little dehydrated from it, but that was all right. I mean, I wasn't totally dehydrated, but I lost, like, 8 pounds worth of water out of my system just from not eating and then pooping nothing but fat and water out of my system. And it just cleaned me out the last couple days, and I made it, I was supposed to be in at a certain weight, and I made it by 4 pounds. And so once I passed the physical, I was going down to boot camp. And once I was in boot camp, it was easy to lose weight. Because, you're running every day, and they've got me on a diet private program. See, I was a diet private in boot camp, and you had, I had my platoon number, but I had to put a red stripe above and below on the front and back so that everybody knew that I was overweight. And that I had to lose weight, so that there was no cheating at chow. I mean, I had to stand with my tray and have my drill instructor come over. I couldn't eat until my drill instructor approved what was on my plate. And I was lucky because I had drill instructors that understood that it takes energy to do what we do. And so, I would load up on fruit, right? I'd have 2 oranges, 2 apples, 2 bananas, 2 pears, just for volume, and then 2 poached eggs and 1 slice of toast, and I couldn't drink juice. I could drink water or reduced fat milk, and in a bowl of oatmeal, and that was it. And that's all I had for breakfast. But people were like, "Why are you eating so much?" It's like, I'm not eating that much, man. I'm a big dude. I need lots of energy. And if it wasn't for the apples and the fruit that I was eating, I'd have at lunch they'd give us these sack lunches because our freaking mess hall was under construction the second half of my boot camp. So as soon as we got out of the field and we came back for the last 5 weeks of boot camp, we would get shipped for breakfast and dinner over to the Navy base. And talk about really hard of not trying to pig out. Their food was so much better than ours. And they had soda machines. Are you kidding me? And if the drill instructor caught you trying to drink a soda, you didn't eat, dude. You got sent out. We were in third phase. We knew better. but they had first phasers going in there. So our lunches were always bag lunch, and we always had them at the chow hall where we were, or we'd grab them and go. And they were all right. It was usually just a sandwich and some canned fruit or something. Sometimes if we were really lucky, we got to eat MREs. I actually got to eat MREs, and I couldn't eat everything in the MRE because there's so many calories. But I would always take, because at the time I was a squad leader, and I would always take the worst MRE in the bunch. Whoever didn't want a certain MRE, I would take the worst one. I got scrambled eggs and ham like 90% of the time because it was like the worst one. But by the time I got out of having to eat them because we were going back to base and not in the field, the MREs, I was like a champion. I could make that scrambled eggs and ham taste like it was a gourmet meal because of everything that comes in it. And it's a lot of fun thinking back to what we went through and stuff. But I went from 252 when I weighed in at boot camp, not at the MOS station, but at boot camp, the indoctrination station in Seattle. When I flew down to San Diego, got to the base, I weighed at 252. When I left boot camp, I was 197. I hadn't weighed 197 since the 6th grade when I was 12. So 6 years later, I finally am down to a really awesome weight, looking cut, feeling good about myself. I could run. Oh my God, could I run? And to think now, because that's the most disappointing part is, things happen, and I had to really get over that, but things happen to you, and in life, you don't know what's coming all the time. So I was able to, I got out of the Marine Corps, and then real life just doesn't sit well with me, I guess. But I had some leg injuries, some knee injuries from the military, and I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't be like a gazelle. I turned more like into an elephant or a hippopotamus, literally. And you're not running you're doing PT like you used to in the Marine Corps when you're in the civilian sector. You're just trying to find a job, I was lucky enough. I got a decent job. I became a blast monkey for an excavation company for a summer. Made some good scratch. I got a good truck. Ended up starting my own business with a buddy of mine. And then life happens. So we'll save that for another time. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys tuning into the show. People think I'm crazy. They're all looking at me weird because I'm vlogging in the parking lot waiting for my kid to show up. But, life is what it is, but you can make it better by having the opportunities that are presented to you and making the most of them. So, anyway, I just wanted to say thanks to everybody again. Thanks for viewing the show, and we'll catch you next time. All right, peace out.